Hey everybody, John Van Dyke here for New Jersey Exposed. Today is Sunday, January 31st, 2021, last day of the month. We're almost through winter. Let's see what time it is, because I know there's many out there always curious to know what time it is in New Jersey while I make these videos. It is presently 2:08 p.m. and I'll say it, you just shake your head up and down like that. It is 2:08 p.m. Jersey time, not any other time, because I am in New Jersey, Union Beach, New Jersey be exact. I am down by the waterfront. I'm looking at all the frozen ice out there. Snow is coming down. We have a snowstorm coming into New Jersey. Hopefully it's going to turn into a rainstorm, not a snowstorm. All right, I have another disturbing blue zero hero story. This one really is disgusting. And this is reported on the Daily News, and it says, NYPD officer charged with kiddie porn after making teens send him violent sexual videos on social media. And this is reported on January 28th in the Daily News. There it is. There's the website. And I'll tell you how I found this. It wasn't from reading the newspaper. I just, every once in a while, I go there and I go online and I Google officer arrested, officer charged, officer indicted, officer sentenced, and sometimes I put NJ in front of it to see if I can find something in New Jersey. This time I didn't. I just randomly put it in to see what came up, and this darling story came up about this fine, upstanding, well-trained professional. You know, the ones that are out there risking their lives, sacrificing to keep the community safe. At least that's what they tell me. The bootlickers. Okay, let's find out what this gem did. An NYPD officer is accused of using social media to convince 4 dozen preteens and teenagers to send him nude pictures and masturbation videos, federal prosecutors said Thursday. Not only did Carmine Simpson solicit child porn from his victims, in some cases he urged them to hurt themselves. Said he wanted to carve into their flesh and claimed to be into gunplay, a criminal complaint said. Now, one thing I've learned about these creepy cops that I report on, violence is their go-to behavior. In this case, it's violence and sex. It's not even just sex, it's violence and sex. Scary that this is what's running loose out there. Simpson, 27, who was off duty during his alleged crime, told one of his victims, I literally want to hold a gun to a girl's head and tell her this better be the best orgasm of my life or I'll blow your brains out, prosecutors said. Now that's sick, man. That is really sick. And he's saying this to children. The Brooklyn cop used Twitter to connect with 46 kids between 13 and 17 years old from April to November 2020, the feds charged. Now, what's really disturbing, this is just one asshole. Imagine how many more of these little creeps are out there doing this crap. He also moved the conversation from Twitter to Snapchat, TikTok, or Discord, and would try to FaceTime the kids for video sex, prosecutors said. Simpson allegedly got 18 sexually explicit photos and 33 videos on Twitter alone. Now, he's in a world of shit, not only because he's soliciting, but he downloaded. So that right there brings in a whole new charge, because now he's downloaded, he's in possession of child porn. He's in a world of shit right now. The defendant verbally abused children online, encouraged those children to physically abuse themselves, and intentionally persuaded numerous minors to produce sexually explicit photographs and videos of themselves and send them to him via the internet, wrote Assistant U.S. Attorney Megan Farrell in court papers. Most disturbingly, the defendant was not only verbally abusive, but he also encouraged certain victims to engage in destructive behaviors such as cutting themselves with a knife, choking themselves with belts, and hitting themselves. One of those was a 15-year-old girl who sent Simpson about 50 files, including videos of her tightening a belt around her neck while masturbating, the Fed said. I like watching you choke yourself, the cop messaged her. In September, he told one 13-year-old baby girl, don't stop, keep the videos coming for me. after he convinced her to penetrate herself with a hairbrush and recorded. Simpson also allegedly asked a 13-year-old transgender child to slap and gag themselves and draw on their body with markers. Unbelievable. Let me continue here. Simpson joined the NYPD in October 2018 and is assigned to the 75th Precinct in East New York. He is charged with production of child pornography and faces a mandatory minimum of 15 years in prison if convicted. And that's not going to go well for him because he's a cop and he's a child predator. And it's not going to look good for him, that's for sure. They're going to be putting him in a cell by himself. Long Island Federal Court Judge Kathleen Tomlinson ordered Simpson detained without bail Thursday, citing the overwhelming evidence and violence against the children. His high level of dangerousness to the community is not going to be overcome by allowing him to live at home, she said. It's already occurred in the house with the parents there. He's been living there. Simpson won't be back at work in the community anytime soon. No, I don't think so. The allegations in this case are reprehensible, a department spokesman said. The officer involved has been immediately suspended. Suspended? He should be fired. This is a problem. We can't fire these clowns. The NYPD has zero tolerance for any officer who would endanger children or betray his oath in such a manner. Well, I don't know what more can I say about this. The guy is disgusting. Okay, do I have to really talk about it? This guy's a creep. He's a cop going on there and doing all this crap. This is just the crap he got caught doing. What the hell did he do while he was on a job, walking around with his badge and his uniform? There's a lot of badge bunnies out there. Maybe he was hitting on the under 18 badge bunnies. Disgusting. That's all I can say. And hopefully, it doesn't look like he's going to get any special deals based on everything that he has done. This guy is creepy. Now, and I'll just bring up one point related to this. Is we have over here in Monmouth County, New Jersey, we had a Howell Township police sergeant by the name of Richard Conte. He was also in charge of the SWAT team here in Monmouth County, I understand. And approximately 2 years ago, he got caught similar. He was online pretending to be somebody he wasn't, and he wanted to have conversations with young girls, and particularly one who he thought was a 15-year-old girl. He told her he wanted to lay naked with her and wanted to come out and hang and party with her, and she said, okay, come on down. And he, like a dumbass, I always wonder about the intelligence level of some of these cops. So he was stupid enough to get in the car. Now, first of all, you have to think these stuff. You're telling the girl that you're somebody that you're not age-wise, and you're a 49-year-old creepy guy, and you're going to meet up with a 15-year-old. What 15-year-old wants to have sex with a 49-year-old guy? Come on now, especially a cop, no less. So anyway, he shows up, condoms in his pocket, ready to have a party, and guess what? He got a party, all right. Fellow gang members were there waiting for him, and he was charged with child luring, plus other things, because inside sources tell me he was allegedly using the computers at work. Now, that's 2 years ago. We're still waiting to find out what's going on. He's been charged. He's been fired. But that's all we know. The state prosecutor Attorney General's office is prosecuting the case. They will not talk about it, despite my numerous requests. Monmouth County Prosecutor's Office, they will not discuss it. And when I post a thing on the Howell Township Police Department's Facebook page asking for an update, all I get is the bootlickers yelling at me. How dare I put something like that on there? So very disturbing. And finally, parents out there, you really have to have a talk with your children. Don't yell at them. Say, look, there's creepy people out there, and they're going to be trying to post. You can't trust anything you read or hear on the YouTube or not YouTube, on Facebook, Twitter, all those social media sites. So you got a 13-year-old daughter or something, you got to say, look, some guy starts talking to you and claims he's this and that and the other thing. You can't believe it. And if he immediately goes to sexual conversations, it's time to call mom or dad into the room and let them know about it. It's just, I'm just disturbed or I'm just unsettled by the fact that there's so many kids out there that were willing to give in to his demands and make these videos and take pictures and watch him do things to himself. And I guess kids these days with the internet and everything they're growing up a little quicker than they used to when I was a kid. We didn't have those kind of things around. So these kids are being exposed to things that they probably shouldn't be exposed to, not in the context that they are being exposed to. So that's very disturbing. So parents, you really got to educate your kids. Don't make them feel embarrassed or yell at them. Just say, look, you got to be careful. If some guy starts talking to you like that, it's time to bail, because I don't think a 13-year-old boy would be talking like that to a 13-year-old girl. Now, finally, I also read another article on the same story that this NYPD cop, Simpson, had altered his, he had taken pictures of himself and altered the way he looked or something to try to make him look younger. I don't know. I wish they had posted his pictures so that the world could see who he is. You know, well, who he is? Well, he's one of those well-trained professionals that we're always hearing about. So, all right, I really don't need to say anything more about it. The story's disgusting, and of course, we won't hear the police talk about it. You won't hear them in any video, making any videos and saying, hey, this doesn't represent us. We're nothing like that. We're well-trained. We won't tolerate it. You'll never hear any videos. You'll never hear them talk about it. All you'll hear is the bootlickers saying, oh, it's just a bad apple, one of those bad apples. Well, there's a lot of damn bad apples out there for your information. This is why I'm constantly on it. I'm going to stay on these stories until I don't have to report on them anymore. So I would say this to the law enforcement community. You want to shut me up? No more stories. No more stories of bad cops, and I'll shut up. I'll go away. But as long as there's a bad cop out there and a bad story, I will report on it. Put the link in the description for you. Let me know what you think in the comments section. Like, share, subscribe. Follow me on Facebook, Gunnison Undercover. I do post a lot of stuff there and make remarks, and I post things that take place on Facebook, on the different police departments' Facebooks, because they're always never ceasing to entertain me with their propaganda. Until next time, people.